Howdy, hi. It is Do Your Job Sports MLB Rundown Picks and Predictions for Wednesday, April 9th, 2025. We're looking at the best bets of the day. Let's get into the video. All right. So, if you took my advice and faded everything you saw in the video, you did pretty good. If you did not, and you were me, and you bet all of these games like I said, you got destroyed. We did add one game in the Discord. That was the Cleveland Guardians game under 7.5 runs. It was snowing in Cleveland today. So I woke up, saw 7.5, and I was like, there's no way they hit 7.5. So we took the under. So it's 3-6 on the day, bringing our season record to 52-55. Technically, there is still one game going on, but as I record this video, the Reds are up 1-0 in the middle of the 7th. So I'm counting this as a win. The Reds might lose this game. But either way, the under looks pretty good. So this is either going to be 2-7 or 3-6. Hopefully it's 3-6. And for my mental sake, I put 3-6. So that's the Red recap. They're currently up 1-0. The Giants only have 3 hits. The Reds have 7 hits. They really should be up like 2 or 3-0, but they just haven't been able to score with guys on base. I really hope you didn't watch the Guardians game. Might have been the worst game of the season so far. White Sox 0, Guardians 1. There was a total of 5 hits in the entire game, and it was a literal walk-off as Mike Clevenger, former Cleveland Guardians pitcher Mike Clevenger, walks 3 dudes in the bottom of the 9th inning. The Guardians win 1-0. Now we get to the losers. 2 of these were deserved. The Twins should have won, but we'll get to that in a minute. We had the Phillies plus 100 on the money line at the Braves. We also had the under 7.5. The under 7.5 never stood a chance. Final score of this game, 5-7. There were 20 total hits in this game. Phillies at one point were up 4-3. Shout out to the Braves though. Sean Murphy hits his first home run. He then hits a single. Austin Riley had a double, and then they scored in the bottom of the 8th inning on a wild pitch. Zach Wheeler got absolutely rocked. Went 5 1/3 inning, 8 hits, 5 earned runs. He struck out 7, but that doesn't matter when you're giving up 8 hits and 3 walks. Then the bullpen came in, pitched 2 2/3 innings, and they gave up 2 earned runs, 0 strikeouts, and 3 walks. So it looks like if you're going to beat the Phillies, you got to get to their bullpen and do a little bit of damage to their starting pitcher. So neither of those were good. Then this is the game that pissed me off the most. Twins, plus 110 on the money line in the over of 7.5 runs. The over never stood a shot. There were 3 total runs scored in this game. The Twins should have at least gotten this game to extra innings. They out-hit the Royals 7-3. They lost the game because they had 3 errors. Bottom of the 9th inning, 1 out. Bobby Witt, nobody on base. He hits, I think he gets walked maybe. The guy after him throws it or grounds out to first base. They throw it behind first. It was fucked. There were so many errors. It was stupid. Twins lose 1-2. Existence is pain. That's how that game went. Then we had the Marlins plus 1.5 and the under of 7 runs. I think the Mets ended up scoring like 9 runs in this game. This was early. 10 runs. Good God. 10 runs in this game. It was 2-2 going into the bottom of the 5th. And then they just scored 10 runs in the next inning and a half. 5-10 the final score. The Mets are casually 8-3 on the season so far. Not sure how, but that's what they are. Okay, that is the recap. Hopefully the Reds are able to hold on to this lead. Let's get into the video. All right, game number 1, I'm going back to the well. Give me the Phillies plus 105 on the money line at the Braves. This time I am taking the over of 8.5 runs. It would appear as though the Braves have remembered how to hit a baseball, and I'm still not 100% sold on Taijuan Walker. Yes, he's 1-0 in the season. Yes, he does have a 0.00 ERA. But if you recall Taijuan Walker from last season, he wasn't very good. So I'll take the over just in case the Phillies don't hit on the money line. Phillies, I think they're sitting now 7-3. The Braves are now 2-8 on the season. Braves have Grant Holmes on the mound, 0-1 so far this year. His first game was against the Dodgers. He went 4 innings, giving up 4 hits and 4 earned runs. The main problem was that he had 4 walks. You cannot be walking one dude an inning going against a lineup like the Phillies, Schwarber, Turner, Harper, Castellanos, Stott, Martin. It's not going to work. They just got too many dogs in this lineup that can take advantage of you. That being said, the Braves have been hitting the ball better recently. They put up 7 runs in their most recent game. They put up 10 against the Marlins and another one, 5 against the Dodgers. So they're slowly beginning into it. Now, that reason I'll take the over. But I do like Taijuan Walker a tad bit better than Grant Holmes. So give me the Phillies plus 105. I do not think they lose back-to-back games. Next game we're looking at, it is the Cardinals and the Pirates. Cardinals sitting at 5-6, Pirates sitting at 4-8. They have split the series so far. Not taking a money line bet here, just going with the over of 7.5 runs. Cardinals have Eric Fetty on the mound, 1-1 on the season with a horrible 7.0 ERA. Pirates got Mitch Keller on the mound, also 1-1 with a 7.45 ERA. So you're basically getting 2 clones of each other so far this year, and a surprisingly low over of just 7.5. Not sure why this over is 7.5, but we'll take it. Both of these teams have been hitting the ball pretty well recently. Cardinals won the previous game 5-3. The Pirates won the first game of the series 8-4. So the over is hit in both of these games so far. These lineups are both hitting the ball decently well, and the Cardinals have been giving up a lot of runs. They've previously given up 3, 8, 18, 5, 13, 5, 9, and 5. That's a lot of runs and a lot of games in a row. Their bullpen's kind of eaten up. They've played 4 games in the last 3 days. They do get a 2-day break after tomorrow's game. So they're probably going to be using up everybody they got and then resting everyone until they are back home against the Phillies for their next game. Pirates, this is their final game of their homestand. Probably going to go out on a win. If you do want to bet the money line, Pirates are sitting at plus 100 on the money line. Cardinals are minus 120. I'm not taking it. I will just take the over 7.5 runs. Next game, I don't do this. I'm a masochist. Please do not do this. Twins, I'm going in again. I am tripling down. It's like double down, blackjack, but triple down on the shitty-ass Twins. Minus 105 on the money line. Still taking the under 7.5 runs. This one's going to hurt. Twins got Joe Ryan on the mound, 0-1 on the season with a 4.50 ERA. Royals have Seth Lugo, 1-0 on the season, 3.27. The Twins have to do something eventually. They're not this bad of a baseball team. Looking at their lineup, you have some dogs on this team. Correa, Buxton. Ty France was good enough. I like Miranda. He had that really weird stretch last season where he hit, I think it was 17 at-bats in a row or some crazy shit he got on base. Harrison Bader's not bad. They just have to score. They get tons of hits every game. They just can't get dudes across the plate. The Royals, as much as they have been winning recently with a 6-5 record, they really haven't looked that impressive when doing it. Let me pull up their wins recently. The Royals, yesterday, 2-1 against the Twins. The day before that, 4-2 against the Twins. The day before that, 4-1 against the Orioles. They haven't been doing that hot. They've just not been allowing teams to score. I think that ends here. I don't think the Twins get swept. Give me minus 105. Also give me the under, though, because neither of these teams can hit. All right, final game. I'm taking the D-backs minus 125 on the money line in the over of 9.5 runs. Orioles 5-7 on the year. D-backs 6-6. Orioles have Dean Creamer on the mound, 1-1, 6.52 ERA. D-backs have Brandon Fayette on the mound, 1-1, with a 5.25 ERA. As I'm making this video, these two teams are currently playing. The score is 2-4, with the Diamondbacks winning in the top of the 7th. So it looks like this might be the rubber match of the series, as the Orioles won the first game 5-1, and now it looks like the D-backs are going to win game 2. Both of these games have been relatively low scoring. That is surprising for how well these offenses play. Neither of these pitchers have been going good. You got a 6.52 ERA with Kramer, and then you have a 5.25 ERA with Brandon Fayette. Granted, the Diamondbacks are without one of their key guys in Ketel Marte. They have Perdomo stepping up to the 2 spot, And then they have Garrett Hampson stepping into the 9 to take over Perdomo's normal spot. The Orioles got Gunnar Henderson back. Not sure how much of a difference he's making, though, as currently batting 176. Probably just getting his feet underneath him, though. The rest of the lineup's really good. I don't think Gary Sanchez is going to play here, but I tossed him in the lineup. Not sure what's going on with him hitting righties versus lefties. We'll see how that one transpires. But yeah, give me the D-backs. I think they win the series at home. Give me the over because both of these pitchers shuck ass. All right, let me do one final score update on the Reds. The Reds are still winning 1-0. It is now the bottom of the 8th. Please, for the love of God, Reds, hold this together. All right, I appreciate you guys watching and tuning in. I would strongly recommend doing the exact fucking opposite of everything you just saw. I think in my last 2 videos combined, I am 5-12. 5-12 sounds correct. So if you like money, do the opposite of me. All right, I will catch y'all in the next video. Peace.